On this week's UBC From Here, two high-achieving undergraduate researchers.
The story for me starts earlier on in my first year, and the mentorship that I've been able to receive at this campus from the faculty members that are available. I was recommended to work in Deanna's lab as a volunteer in my second year, and that opportunity led me to work with her grad students.
I graduated high school. I set up a lab in my garage because in first year there's no opportunities for undergraduate research at the university until you're in your upper years. So I started doing experiments in my garage until the summer of second year, when I got hired to do work in a lab here and volunteered in another lab at the same time.
NASA visits the UBC Okanagan campus.
I'm at the CRNA Workshop to learn about the research that's going on at UBC, as well as research and technology development that is being performed by the industry partners at the CRN meeting, and also to talk about my work in non-destructive evaluation of composites.
And exploring this year's MiniMed public lecture series.
In this year's MiniMed, we're going to have experts from both campuses of UBC talking about the science of personalized medicine and how it might be incorporated into healthcare and other platforms we might want to get access to.
Nishat is a very special individual, and that sounds kind of cliche, but it's true. She came to me in her second year, so she was very junior, and I was really skeptical to take her into my lab as a volunteer. But as she started to work in my lab, it was very clear that she was unique in that she was quite mature, was extremely technically proficient in the lab, and just had all of the right qualities that we look for in a researcher.
The story for me starts earlier on in my first year, and the mentorship that I've been able to receive at this campus from the faculty members that are available. I was recommended to work in Deanna's lab as a volunteer in my second year, and that opportunity led me to work with her grad students, get an introduction into the world of research. It's an enterprise, and there's so many different things that go on inside the laboratory environment, and just to be able to experience that was great. And so I started working, and we thought that the next step would be to apply for the Undergraduate Research Award. And so that's when I met Miranda. Deanna and Miranda had known each other and had thought about this project to do with gut microbes and environmental microbes, and how those two worlds collide in the early stages of our gut development.
We knew we needed a good student for that. It wasn't an easy project because you had to do animal stuff, you had to do environmental stuff, and it's a big project. And she had recently met Nishat and thought that she had potential to be that student.
It's incredible how much experience you get inside the laboratory environment, and for an undergrad, you don't really get that insight until you actually have an opportunity to enter the lab. The way I like to think about it is you're entering a think tank, and there are experts around you who are working on various aspects of one problem. To be able to participate in that think tank and to be able to learn the techniques and learn how to ask the questions and to study the field from literature on to lab work is a great experience that contributes to learning more than just having classroom exposure. It is such an honor to be recognized in this way, and to me it's doubly honorable because I was nominated by women that I admire and I inspire to be like them in the future. And for me to be able to enter into a nomination body that has excellent students who are doing amazing work on this campus is an incredible honor. So it's humbling, it's honoring, and it gives you that boost to move forwards and to do better.
Jeff is a very special student. He's the kind of student that we see maybe once in a decade. He has so much passion for organic chemistry. He's willing to work and learn and always push himself and then do research to a level that we don't see often.
I am currently working on a molecule to better understand what role calcium channels play in heart and neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's.
Jeff's research project is a very ambitious one. So his goal is to design this molecule that labels proteins. And this is a project that I would normally give to a graduate student, to a PhD student. But with his level of experience and enthusiasm, I thought he could rise to the challenge.
I have always been interested in chemistry. Ever since I was in elementary school and I asked my grandparents for several pounds of baking soda and vinegar for one Christmas, up until in high school when after school was over, my chemistry teacher would let me perform experiments in the back room and I would just have such a blast doing that. Eventually, after I graduated high school, I set up a lab in my garage because in first year there's no opportunities for undergraduate research at the university until you're in your upper years. So I started doing experiments in my garage until the summer of second year when I got hired to do work in a lab here and volunteered in another lab at the same time. And that's the summer when I met Fred.
Jeff is a very enthusiastic student. Maybe 3 times a day he's going to jump into my office and ask me about this crazy idea that he had, or maybe in a different direction we should take the project in.
UBCO has a phenomenal program for undergraduate research, and I feel very honored to be recognized as that student this year. And I think that this award is also a great opportunity to help undergraduates pursue research.
The composite research is one of the main expertise in the materials work at UBC, and this campus is officially one of the nodes of the composite research network in Canada. There is a big gap in the field between the fundamental research done at the university and what at the larger scale has been implemented by industry people, or if you will, between know why and know how. The workshops like today, it's very helpful to feel it, to basically show how we can scale up the small scale coupon testing that we do here to actual structure that used by industry. The goal is to promote research collaboration between the university, industry and different government laboratories. We have distinguished speakers from NASA, from Canadian Light Source, from the National Research Council of Canada, as well as a few other faculty members from different laboratories.
A workshop like what we have today is a means of bringing industrial companies here that are mostly located here in Okanagan and Kelowna to come in and hear firsthand how CRN, through its nodes and professional staff and faculty members within it, can provide solutions to their needs, and they can see the depth and breadth of activities within CRN and its nodes.
I'm at the CRN Workshop to learn about the research that's going on at UBC, as well as research and technology development that is being performed by the industry partners at the CRN meeting, and also to talk about my work in non-destructive evaluation of composites. The research at NASA in composites is focused mostly on carbon fiber composite materials, which are advanced aerospace materials. From what I've learned since visiting here, that they're doing some work in biocomposites, which has been very interesting for me to learn about, where it sounds like these biocomposites are biodegradable and may be appropriate for non-structural use. So that's a very interesting connection potentially that I'll bring back and kind of spread around at NASA for non-structural use.
So this workshop such as this is really great for the industries to get to know each other, to see what those advanced companies do, and then more SMEs start bringing those capabilities through the university involvement into their projects at the company.
Personalized medicine is in some ways what every doctor, every clinician, every healthcare practitioner does. They take broad knowledge or traditional knowledge and apply it to the individual patient. They tailor it. Personalized medicine, the way it's used now, focuses on genomic level or molecular level understanding of people and diseases, things like cancer tumors, and tries to better tailor treatment and health decisions based on that very precise understanding at the molecular level. In this year's MiniMed, we're going to have experts from both campuses of UBC talking about the science of personalized medicine and how it might be incorporated into healthcare and other platforms we might want to get access to. We'll also have a leading scientist in the human microbiome, another emerging area that has promise for increasing and improving our healthcare. And then we'll of course talk about the ethical and social issues, such as how best to distribute this. Should it be through the healthcare system? If it's not something we can afford in an already stressed healthcare system, should we have the right to buy it? Does that create problems of disparity of access that we think are inequitable? MiniMed this year is going to be relevant to people who are interested in science per se. The other area that I think would be relevant would be people who are concerned about social issues related to healthcare. What's fair in the healthcare system, and how are we dealing with some of the issues that come about from the result of the promotion of technology, and I think provide something interesting for that audience as well.